What's up everybody, WeevilYuituber here, back with another video. Today I'm going to be going over what I got in my sneak peek, as well as a brief discussion about the future of Mermails, which I feel is a little bit bleak. I'm going to be having a collaboration video, hopefully next week, with Adam Hussein, the Irish national champion from last year. And we're going to be talking about this in more detail, but I just wanted to talk based on what I got in my sneak peek, why I believe Mermails may not make the best use out of the new cards that they have gotten in this set, except for perhaps Abyss. So here's what I got anyways. Of course I got the two promos, two Noble Arms Caliburn, because I entered two sneak peeks. I got two copies of Quick Booster, in a trade actually, Gagaga Clerk, Gagaga Draw, two copies of Mermail Abyss Dine, one copy of Abyss Teus, and one copy of Abyss Strite. So I pretty much filled up all my Mermail stuff apart from the Abyss Lead, which in my opinion I don't believe people will run anyway, because you would only ever bring it out with Abyss Sphere, and you know, 2700 beater isn't anything to laugh about. But at the same time, if you ever want to summon it normally, you have to discard 3 other water monsters. I also got a Super Undine because I never had one before, and I just wanted to kind of tell you that I got one. So, and there's another regular Undine. But yeah, regarding the sneak, as for what I got, I was really, really happy. But it just kind of got me thinking about Mermails. You know, everyone was kind of going around hunting for their own particular things. Some people were trying to build the Fire Fists, and I was like, well, the Fire Fists are an okay deck. They're not targets for kindling, but they do have a kind of an Inzektor-like quality. They can play slowly, they can run Deck Devastation Virus if you use Vorse Vaders and Rescue Rabbits and so forth. And they're a pretty solid deck, I have to say. I think they're going to be pretty good, pretty tier. Although the crossover between the OCG and the TCG is never really as kind of consistent, or you know, as we believe that it to be. Nevertheless, it got me thinking about Mermails, and I was thinking to myself, I'm on the hunt for the Mermails. They're going for their Fire Fists and their Breakthrough Skill and their Lightning Chidoris and whatever. I'm going for the Mermails, and I said to myself, well, which of these Mermails are actually halfway decent? And the only one I really came across that was halfway decent was, of course, the TCG exclusive, which I was hyping about in my video the other night when it was released on the Wikia page, Mermail Abyss Teus. So for those of you who don't know what he does, you discard one other water monster and special summon from your hand, and you add one level 4 or lower Mermail from your deck to your hand. How could this be useful? Not in as many ways as you might think, because if you discard an Atlantean, for example, and you add an Abyssdine, you can't special summon her. She misses timing, because the Atlantean still has to resolve. If you add Abyssdine and you didn't discard an Atlantean, Abyssdine can't activate her second effect, which leads me to believe that Abyssdine isn't all that great, except when used in the end phase with Abyss Linda. So you activate Abyss Sphere, you special summon the Linda, Linda dies, you special summon the Abyssdine, and Abyssdine special summons the Linda once again. So it's a nice little cycle, which enables you to go into a rank 3 during the next turn. However, is that a justification to run one copy of Abyssdine? Probably not. Is it a reason to run Abyss Teus at 1 or 2 copies? Yes, I would say it probably is. So my kind of synopsis of Mermails at this point is, good tech cards are available, however space is limited. And the deck as it is, or at least the deck as it has been for the past month or so, for me has been an ideal situation. It's top 2 ICSs, and it has pretty much been able to hold its own for quite a while, except against Macro Cosmos. So it's been in a good position, and for me, the Undines are sort of necessary, and if people don't run 3 copies of Genix Undine and 2 or 3 copies of Genix Controller, the deck will lose its consistency and its hand advantage extremely fast. So if you want to fit in these new Mermails, you're either going to have to thin out the trap count and lower the consistency of the deck, which I did attempt to do, and it failed quite horribly. Or you have to build a deck around Mermails and less around Atlanteans, which I believe isn't going to work either, because hand advantage is what Undine was built around, and Mermails discarding themselves to the graveyard and only netting maybe a +1 off them is going to take your hand away from you very quickly. So it's sort of a bit of a conundrum. Mermail Abyss Strite is another card I want to talk about, because it is the rank 3 XYZ that everyone wanted to target with Bahamut Shark last format, and now that they can, people have to ask, is it actually a halfway decent card at all? Well, first of all, if you Soul Taker it, it misses timing, because it is a when-if optional effect, or a when you can, rather, optional effect. Secondly, a 2800 defensive wall isn't too bad, but it's kind of like having the third White Magician in your deck, and you know, that the play with White Magician involving 2 Papal Operatives and a Zenmeister, the fact that you have to add more extra deck cards just to facilitate this kind of thing, between Bahamut Shark and Abyssrite kind of makes you wonder whether it's worth doing it at all. Because how often, under normal circumstances, requiring 3 level 3 monsters, are you actually going to choose to bring out a Mermail Abyssrite? Probably not that often. And other than that, it's just a 2800 defensive wall. However, in terms of pluses, it's not too shabby, because if you detach a Dragoons from Bahamut Shark to Special Summoner, you get to search, and you get to Special Summon a monster. That's a +2. And then when Mermail Abyssrite dies, you get to Special Summon another Mermail, which you may indeed plus off if you Special Summon, for example, an Abyss Pike, and ditch a Dragoons for its effect. So that'll net you like a +4. But the question is whether you personally want to take up an extra space in your extra deck for a Mermail Abyssrite, which under normal circumstances you wouldn't ever Special Summon. So that was kind of my doubts about the deck. As I say, I'm going to be going into a lot more detail in the following week when the Irish Open is on. I'm going to be meeting up with Adam Hussein, the national champion from last year, and we are going to be talking about it in more detail. He has a kind of a more informed view, as do I. We both ran Mermails for a while. I believe he topped an event in Bangor with Mermails, but I'm pretty sure that we can both agree that the future of Mermails is going to change the deck significantly, or people are going to be ultra conservative and try and keep the deck exactly the way it is. But anyway guys, that is it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to comment, rate and subscribe, and let me know if there's anything you want to trade for out of this stuff, because honestly there's very little that I wouldn't trade, and apart from like the Mermail stuff, obviously I'd be inclined to hold on to it, except perhaps one of the Abyss Dines. Other things, got a mask change and a couple of the commons from the Astral Packs. There was a lot of Astral Packs floating around that day. Some Fire Fist things, but again, nothing really to laugh about. I got the full playset of Tensu and Tenki, so I'm not intending to build the Fire Fists for a while. I'll build them once their prices go down, and I honestly think that they will, because they're still not targets for rekindling, and they're not really going to be that threatening until the next set. So I think Bear will be the only thing that will climb in price, and perhaps the XYZ as well, the rank 4. Anyway, that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to comment, rate, and subscribe. I will talk to you guys later. Peace out.